Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. So I'm going to be talking about all of the important news that's happening around the world today. We're going to have a part 1 and part 2 today. So this is part 1 on this channel. Part 2 will be on my new channel. So I've already uploaded the video on part 2, so make sure you check it out. But YouTube already doesn't like it. As you can see, they put a limited banned on it because they don't like the content. It's too much truths, guys. So I've uploaded it again, and they're still checking. So we'll see how it works. I might have to redo the video if they don't like it again. So we'll see. There might be some words they don't like. Anyway, guys, keep a lookout for part 2 video. I should put the link on the description. So Trump is attacking Iran for the second night in a row, and you can see from the list all the stuff that Trump has attacked today. They have attacked Chabahar power plant, so it's a civilian power plant. Attacks on Bushehr port, explosions across the capital, Tehran. Abu Busa Island struck 10 times. Kangan city has been struck. Bandar Sharik Island has been struck. Kish and Lange Island has been hit. Lavan Island refinery struck again. US has bombed at least 150 targets tonight. That's a big number, guys. Bigger than yesterday. So what does this tell you? It tells you that Iran has completely miscalculated. They have calculated so badly, guys, and I've been saying this from the start. Iran should not have agreed to a ceasefire. They were winning back then, a few months ago, right? Oil was $120 a barrel. American bases were being destroyed everywhere. American planes were being destroyed. Those planes that were refueling, they were being destroyed one by one. And Iran was at the, was ahead. Russia was helping, China was helping. There was a Chinese, ship right next to Iran, helping Iran with the intelligence. And, they were hitting Israel on a daily basis. People were running for shelters in Israel. Patriots were running out. And if they lasted another week or two, you would have seen America pack their bags and leave the area for good. They would have left the whole region, never to bother Iran ever again. But no, they agreed to the ceasefire. This allowed America to regroup. And they have regrouped, they've rearmed. And now they've started again. And America has the first strike advantage. They have been striking targets all across Iran that they have been picking out for the last few months. And sorry to say, Iran has not been hitting back that much. They say they've been hitting back, at, Kuwait and Bahrain, but we don't see any damage caused. These could be just routine strikes. Maybe they got kicked down with Patriots or something, maybe 1 or 2 hits, but nothing significant. What America is doing to Iran, that is significant. They've got first strike advantage. They just plan all their attacks, when to hit Iran, and they've got all the advantage now, America. Oil prices are down. They've restocked all of their oil again, and they've not all of it, but most of it, and they have allowed oil to be transported to most of the world. They have restocked their Patriots probably. They're Iran has just left them off the hook. Can you imagine if Russia allowed Ukraine for a ceasefire? This is why Russia doesn't allow ceasefires in Ukraine. NATO would have provided a lot more weapons to Ukraine. I mean, the last time Russia provided Ukraine with a ceasefire, that was in the Minsk 1 and 2 agreements. But that time, Ukraine was very weak. And look what happened after the ceasefire. Ukraine has become very strong, and Russia is really struggling. I mean, they will win eventually, but Ukraine has become a lot harder to beat compared to 10 years ago, when they were easy to beat. Same things happened in Syria when they did the ceasefire there. These ceasefires, they always give the advantage to America and Israel. Look what Israel doing with this ceasefire in Lebanon and in Gaza. They don't abide by it. They keep bombing. It's a one-way ceasefire. When's the last time you've seen a Hamas attack on Israel? But you see Israel bombing Palestine every single day. See, this is a one-way ceasefire. It's not a two-way ceasefire. This is why, guys, you should never ever do a ceasefire with the United States. Never. And it's a major, major lesson, and I just hope Iran doesn't live to regret this decision. I don't know, guys. We'll see what Iran does, but from all these attacks America's been doing to Iran has not been hitting back at all. They have been very, how would you say, restrained. They might fire a few missiles here and there, but nothing major. Okay, guys, let's move on. So Trump is in the NATO summit in Ankara today. And this NATO summit was very interesting for many reasons. The first reason, he's agreed to give F35 jets to Turkey. Obviously, Israel's not very happy about it. But it's only 5 planes, guys. It's not like 50 or 500. It's only 5 planes. And most likely these 5 planes will have a kill switch, like most American products do. So if Turkey does fly these jets against Israel, I'm sure Israel's got some sort of off switch. They can switch them off. That's what they do. They got all these backdoor military stuff. That's why you shouldn't buy anything from the US or Israel, guys. But there's other things that happen very, very interesting in Ankara. Trump basically said that he approves long-range attacks in Russia. He approves it. He also said he would give license to Ukraine to make Patriots in their own factories. And he also went on a really bizarre tirade of attacking Iran for 15 minutes. He was calling them scum. He was calling them all sorts of names, basically. He said, these people, you cannot deal with them. They're bad people. They're horrible people. He wasn't even talking about the Iranian leadership. He was talking about the people of Iran. And he just went on for 15 minutes just cursing Iran. And then one reporter said, I thought, a few weeks ago you said you were getting along well with Iran. And Trump was like, I don't care. These people are scum. These people cannot be trusted. That's he was just going on for 15 bizarre minutes. I mean, this is the president of the United States. When's the last time you heard a president of the United States talk like this, calling other countries and people's scum? It's quite disgusting, to be honest. So he also met Zelensky, and he's done a complete 180 with Zelensky. Do you guys remember when Zelensky went to the White House and Trump was like, "You don't have any cards. You don't have any cards." That was a long time ago, right? How long was it? 1.5 years ago now? It's completely forgotten about. Now they're like the best of buddies again. He said he might help Ukraine form a no-fly zone over Ukraine, which is impossible, by the way. He said he will grant a license to Ukraine to build Patriot systems. I don't know how Ukraine is going to do that, because to build Patriot systems, you need a lot of raw materials. And where's Ukraine going to get that from? Unlikely, guys. So the NATO countries are going to give Zelensky another 70 billion, which is crazy. They're looking to destroy their own economies just for Ukraine. And Ukraine is not even part of NATO, by the way. So NATO is wasting its budget on a country which is not even NATO. Very intelligent, guys. So NATO countries commit to support Ukraine in 2027, next year. Same level as 2026. Okay, until all of the countries go bankrupt. But idiots like Philip O'Brien keep telling us that the US stopped supporting Ukraine. US never stopped supporting Ukraine, guys. Where do you think Ukraine gets its weapons from, its intelligence to strike deep into Russia? They get all of that information from US. US has active boots on the ground helping Russia. They have been helping Ukraine for a long time. They have been helping Ukraine. It's all part of the deep state, guys. Military-industrial complex. When Trump says one thing, the deep state, the CIA, the MIC, the NED, whatever you want to call it, they all pretty much using Ukraine as a proxy to attack Russia, and that's their goal. And we know Trump always lies. I mean, Trump nearly killed Putin during the negotiations, if you guys remember. You know, he was talking to Putin on the phone. He got Putin's location, and next thing you know, there's hundreds of drones attacking Putin's location. Nearly got him killed. Luckily, Putin survived. So you cannot trust this guy. You cannot trust this guy at all. He also got the Iranian, negotiation team killed, a year ago, and also the Hamas negotiators as well. So you just cannot trust Trump, whatever he says. He also had a bizarre attack at Spain. He said, we're not going to deal with Spain, we're not going to trade with Spain, only because Spain, was against the G side. They were against what was happening in Gaza, and just because they spoke out. Trump is obviously pro-Israeli. He doesn't want to trade with Spain. I mean, if Spain doesn't want to trade with the United States, I would suggest Spain just leave the European Union and join the BRICS. That would be the best thing to do for Spain to do. Forget the US. Start forging links with China. That would be the best choice of action for Spain. But I don't know if they have the political will to do that. And I've spoken about the F-35, guys, but again, like I said, it's only 5 planes. So I think what Israel is more worried about is Turkey using those 5 planes to learn about the F-35, learn its weaknesses. Even if it's 5 planes, they will learn all the weaknesses, and that can be used against Israel at some point in time. They can use these, exploit the weaknesses to take some F-35s down. I think that's what Israel is worried about. So there's a story coming out of China, and a lot of Chinese netizens are very unhappy with Louis Vuitton, LV. So Louis Vuitton successfully sued this Chinese tea company. So this is the tea company, and it's called what's it called? Molly Tea. So they sued Molly Tea successfully, by the way. They won the case. They sued Molly Tea for using this logo, and Louis Vuitton have said that they've stolen this logo from Louis Vuitton. But the Chinese netizens are so angry, guys. They're so angry, and they are pointing to, they're basically pointing to history, and they're saying this logo was in the Chinese civilization for thousands of years, way before Louis Vuitton was invented. And you can see this logo here. This was all over Chinese civilization 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. And Louis Vuitton successfully managed to sue a Chinese company for using just a cross. Just this cross, guys. It's not even the full logo. Can you believe this crap? Chinese are probably the most buyers of Louis Vuitton products. You know, when the Chinese students come to UK or they go to another country, they are the most buyers of luxury goods. You know, nobody else buys luxury goods more than the Chinese. So they probably keep Louis Vuitton like in business because they buy so much of their products. And now Louis Vuitton, what they do, they sue a Chinese company. Can you believe this crap? I can't believe it, guys. This is like total clown word, and I just can't believe they successfully won. How can they win this? So the Chinese netizens are no wonder they're extremely unhappy. But I gotta say, like, for all you Chinese students that come to UK and go to Australia or United States, and you basically use your parents' money to buy designer goods and stuff. I mean, guys, just shame on you, man. Shame on you. Seriously, I mean, you're just giving money to these crappy companies who all their products are made in China anyway, first of all. And these companies, these are just no good. These are all Zio-backed companies. You know, these are all Israeli-backed, Zio-backed. All of them. All of them have been like pro-Israel. You guys need to boycott all of these luxury products and luxury goods, guys. Seriously, this is not good, and this is how they treat you. They don't care about the Chinese. They just want the money. So if any students are listening to this, seriously, just think about, before you buy any more luxury goods, just think about what you're doing. Because I know a lot of Chinese buy these stuff, home and abroad. The Chinese are the only ones who are buying these luxury goods. The Western people don't buy it because everyone's suffering from the credit crunch, cost of living. So people don't have money to spend anymore in the West. It's only the Chinese students who are buying and keeping these companies awake. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now.